I better resign and leave.
As elections give the citizens the chance to make their political decisions, constant demand for quality leadership from those they voted into office.
Look at us, man, there is nothing. We are starving. Tinubu should please do something.
It's also important to having a Nigeria of everyone's dream. Join Opeyemi Akinyode as it takes to task seasoned analysts, opinion makers, business professionals, and politicians on issues around politics, policies, governance, and leadership. Every Monday to Friday from 4 to 5:30 p.m. on your super dial, Mainland 98.3 FM will welcome you your mates as we discuss the situations.
I want to specially welcome you to the Situation Room live on Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. From whatever part of the world you're watching us or you're listening to us, if you're watching on our social media platforms at facebook.com/Mainland 98.3 FM or our YouTube page Mainland 98.3 FM, or you're following us on Radio Garden, just search for Radio Garden /Mainland 98.3. You would certainly find us. So I want to welcome you to the last edition of the show for the week. And well, we're gradually moving to the end of the month as well. Today is the 26th day of April 2024. And I want to believe your day has been going so well. It's been a very interesting week from Monday down to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And we're here today to wrap up the conversation for the week. This program comes up on the airwaves every Mondays to Fridays from 4 to 5:30. Of course, Sage Babalola always holds it down for me on Wednesday from 4 to 5:30 because we have to do midweek politics from 1 to 3 p.m. Side Forward and I will give you above, or let me say beyond the surface conversation around your political stories that you're covering from every part of the world. Once again, you're welcome. My name is Opeyemi Akinyode, and today on the show I will be speaking with the Secretary of the People's Democratic Party in Ondo State. Remember, they had their primaries yesterday and they produced the former deputy governor in the states, talking about Mr. Bola Ajayi. And well, we're going to be looking at some of these issues at the next line of action for the PDP, how they want to, according to what they said, recover the state that they lost in 2016. Remember, from 1999 till then, it was the PDP until the Labour Party came in through the former governor of the state, Dr. Olusegun when he challenged the legitimacy of the result of the late governor of the state, Segun Agagu, in court. And almost 2 years into the administration, the court truncated that process and he awarded, gave a judgment saying that the PDP did not win the election, rather the Labour Party and the candidate, which then was Dr. Olusegun won the election. Mimiko did his 8 years in office. He didn't conduct the local government election until towards the end of his second term in office, and he left for the People's Democratic Party. It led to a lot of issues. For the observers around the political conversation in Ondo State, they will tell you that Mimiko returning to the PDP was a big mistake on the part of the leaders of the party because it cost them the election. Of course, you also want to look at the calculation of the fact that the APC took over at the national level. Perhaps Ondo State people did not want to detach themselves from the juice that comes with being at the party at the federal level. So much we'll be talking about on the show today. Like I said, the secretary of the party, Barrister Oluseye Olujimi, will be joining me from Akure phone, the capital of Ondo State, and we're going to be looking at these issues. But before then, the conversation around whether it is media trial or it is personal issue that the chairman of the EFCC is having with the immediate past governor of Kogi State, we just don't know today. And a document was released to the public, detailing how much was paid into a certain school's account to cover the tuition of the children of the former governor till 2035. And I looked at one of the payment there, and I saw 30 million naira for preschool, that's kindergarten, the one we call KG. And a lot of things just kept running through my mind. If a sitting governor or a former governor of a state could be making transaction in foreign currency, I mean, in a school that is domiciled in Nigeria here, and a lot of people have asked questions, should the school itself be brought in for some questioning? Is that money laundering? There are just a lot of issues, but we're really hoping that the next couple of days, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission would do the right thing if they're able to get a hold of the governor that had decided to go and whatever it is, maybe he's out of country, still within the country, but he has not made himself available or reports to the EFCC. So he's been declared wanted. Last week Friday he was declared wanted, and the chairman of the EFCC actually came out to say that except I see the end of this investigation, I would probably resign my appointment as the chairman of the EFCC, talking about Mr. Olukoyede. So there's so much to talk about that issue, but we'll keep abreast. We'll keep you informed and abreast of all of those information. But I've been privileged to spend a couple of time in Kogi, and I'll tell you for a fact that the state really is way behind in terms of development. For the potential that the state is got, a state that is bordered around about 10 different states, and with so much tourism potentials and so much green and agro opportunities that are supposed to be in that state. And if you happen to find yourself around Okene or Lokoja, any of those areas, then you understand that the state needs more. This is not saying that the middle past governor is guilty or whatever it is, but there's a whole lot that would get to know as the days goes by. You're welcome to the show. My guest is on the phone already. Is the secretary of the People's Democratic Party, Ondo State chapter. They conducted their election, the primaries yesterday ahead of the November 2024 gubernatorial election in the state. Another off-cycle elections. We had 3 of them in November last year. Imo State, Kogi State, and Bayelsa State. This year we're having one in Edo State, which should be in September, and another one in Ondo State in November. Barrister Olùsèyè Olujimi is live on the show. Good evening and welcome to Lagos.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, maybe you could help me, look for a better location so that we could, get some quality reception on the phone.
My apologies.
Okay, I think it's better now. So let's go straight up to it. Before we delve into the Ondo State PDP conversation, by the way, I need to congratulate you for the success of the primaries of the election yesterday. You joined us very briefly on Tuesday, and you told us how the method or the mode of primaries that your party has adopted, which is the indirect primaries. That means it's a delegate. 627 delegates were accredited, and the former deputy governor of the state, on the platform of the All Progressive Congress, Mr. Gbola Ajayi, actually won the primaries out of 7 of them. Once again, congratulations, and then we'll come back to that conversation very soon. But let's talk quickly about the old Yaya Bello situation. I know you followed it. I've seen a couple of conversations that you've made around that, but the revelations that is coming out, the EFCC chairman said about $720,000 was paid into a school, and then we saw the breakdown of the payment agreements. Tuition fees were paid for 5 children till 2035. It's a whole lot, irrespective of what state the monies were allegedly taken from. How did that make you feel, especially with the fact that when Yaya Bello was made governor 8 years ago by destiny or by fate, that was after the death of the candidate of the party, the late Prince Audu, on the day of the governorship election? Remember the drama that followed? The member representing Ikeja Federal Constituency, Honorable James Faleke, was the running mate to Prince Audu, and he said, hey, declare me winner. And there was a landmark judgment that was given by the court and said, oh, the party owns the vote and not individuals. And that brought Yahaya Bello into office. He recontested his second time election, was reportedly marred with a lot of violence. Remember the PDP woman leader that was burnt in her house in Okene, and so many other issues as well. He threw his heart in the ring to contest for the ticket of the APC for the presidential election. He gave press releases saying that he was not part of the APC Progressive Governors Forum that endorsed or say that, hey, let us take the ticket to the south. All of these issues have constantly been at the front burner of the conversation. Now that the allegations are out, he's been declared wanted by the EFCC. He's not been seen anywhere in the last 8 days. How did you take it, and how are you processing all of this, especially with the fact that he was supposed to be the youngest democratically elected governor in the history of this country? Hope for the young people. Talk to us about that.
Well, thank you, Opeyemi, and thank you for having me. Good evening, Nigerians. In response to what you've asked me about Yahaya Bello, it is just a pity that he has become a king, or what I call a personal being that the EFCC now finds it so difficult to even locate or to accord. Because I will be fast and I will be quick to remind you of how easy it is for the so-called EFCC to nab or to, how would I say,
that's a very funny word, to nab.
Well, I will repeat that again. Yes, to nab the so-called autocracy. Mind you, I'm not trying to say things the way they are not. I'm not trying to say it should not do my job, but the main concern is how sudden Governor Yahaya Bello have become a personal being, or what I call an organism that can't be seen with the naked eye. Having said that, you're talking about how the appointed or how do I feel about the elected governor and what he has done so far, and it is worthy of emulation. Of course, the answer is subject to political things already, as we all know, that it's not a matter of maybe not a member of his party. That's not the reason why I'm saying this, but we all see all what we have been doing. You can see the number of impunity around the Indian time was governor. I want us to say things the way they are, just not to avoid any form of litigation. And like I keep saying, we are going to say what we've seen so far. We all know the rancor surrounding the elimination or the election have been issue. But I don't believe in a done better. Being a young governor, being a very agile governor, and talking about the issue of the $720,000 paid in advance. Well, a lot. And that matter is in pidgin, because it's not perfect that we human, especially we black nation, I don't know if we are born with greed, because there should be what I call a conscience. But mind you, I'm not trying to be judgmental.
I understand.
What I believe is, even before the emergence or during the time we got to that office, I must have been doing check about all these, what I call is revenue, how much is happening, declaration of assets. But for them to now come out and say, how come nobody pays money and lose money? That means it's not a coherent that have gotten over the years of 8 years, even if he's not getting a salary. Or maybe he had some kind of extra money coming from private investment. But it's not likely that there is a fine. But let's leave that for court to decide, then we know the outcome of the whole thing. And lastly, concerning what you asked me about the EFCC man trying to say when they resign, blah 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 blah. Well, I want to believe that EFCC is full of people that can call people with high integrity, and I want to believe that Cᴏ is one of them, and I want to see him living to what he has promised us, because it will be so sad if this form of things is buried under the carpet, or is allowed to be dragged for a long while. And because people keep saying this about Nigeria, that before you know it, there will be another scenario that we have started doing, and our person will be divided or shifted to that particular incident again. So we are all will shift, and thank God the government has been one of our team over there at the federal level in APC, It won't be a form of victimization as people will always think or call it. So let's wait and see. Let's put our hands, get the popcorn and watch as we break on food. So that's just my solution to that.
I think I like what you said. We should just get our popcorn and probably drink and sit back, relax, and not necessarily enjoy this, because, and this is why I said we should watch and see how the anti-graft agency, the EFCC, will be diligent enough with this investigation. The chairman has said he doesn't mind resigning rather than not see the end of this investigation. Whatever that means, it's been accepted by mixed feelings. My guest yesterday, the chief political editor of Guardian newspaper, felt that was too personal, that there was nothing personal in the issue between them. You shouldn't say he's going to resign. If you have issues with you, if you have documents, if you have facts, if you have evidences, charge the man to court. Even though the man, for now, the white lion seems to have turned to a rabbit, that just like I said, yes, he looks invincible. It's almost like nobody can find him anywhere in the country or anywhere in the world. But we keep our fingers crossed, and then hopefully the agency will do the right thing by, whether he's free or not, let the court do the job. The former governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, when the FCC said, oh, by the 31st of May, when you hand over, would pick you up, he said, no, don't pick me up on the 30th of May, rather I will present myself on the 31st of May. And Fayose, in his whole energy, went to the FCC with a branded shirt that said, EFCC, here I am. Yeah. And he put himself up, and Fayose is still working. Whether I still, do you know how many former governors and serving senators that still have corruption cases against them? So if Yahya Bello is clean and pure, according to what his lawyers are saying, in fact, breaking right now are some group of lawyers that are under the ages of whatever the name is, they gave a press statement saying that Yahya Bello is just being witch hunted and is a victim of political bigwigs. We keep our best of all of that. Let's see how far we can go. Well, let's get back to the crux of the issue today. Ondo State PDP. You had your election yesterday, the primaries, and then the former deputy governor of the state left the PDP, came into the APC, left the APC, went to the PDP, contested the primaries of the PDP in 2020. He lost to the former Attorney General of the state, Tɣᴇ. He went to another party. Now he's back in the PDP, and he picked the primaries yesterday. How united was your party going into the primaries? 627 delegates. Within 3-4 hours, the primaries was done, the counting was cleared, the result was released. How united was your party going into that primaries, and how united have you remained in the last 24 hours?
Yeah, let me use this medium to appreciate the members of the Democratic Party, especially the delegates, for conducting themselves in such a way that we've always known PDP for. There's no doubt about that, and like he's saying, going by the acronyms of PDP and going by the full name, People's Democratic Party. It is a real party where it is a party for the people, by the people, and for we people. And this has been materialized, it has been into practice. The more reason why we have to allow the so-called delegates are those in which some of us, that is in our different worlds, have given the power. We've given them the power, we've told them what to do, just go forth and deliver and do that which we've instructed them to do. And they've been able to do that. And let me tell you this, as we all want we're able to look at it because it is video live. This will be the most serious election so far. So definitely, ever since that yesterday, we agree with it that we've not seen any of those actors that were able to come out to condemn the so-called primary. And it's a place to be the Democratic Party. This is a place where things come into reality the way it should be compared to what we have on the other side of APC. I'm not going to go into that. And going by the primaries, we're talking about the unity or the population. In every handle of our time, we must not forget that the issue of reconciliation is a continuous process. Either we like it or not. Even post-primary, even pre-primary, primary and post-primary. There must be continuation of what I call reconciliation. And don't be surprised that the issue of because it just started immediately. We finished the primary yesterday. We realized that the gubernatorial candidate now is based on Excellency Agboola was able to address the gathering in food, the other aspirants that nobody has lost the election, the use of reconciliation. This is all for PDP. And late yesterday or early this morning, we saw a press release from His Excellency Tɣᴇ congratulating Agboola and trying to give a word of encouragement to other members of PDP to work hand in hand. And these are many more and what we're going to see as time goes on. And we at the other hand of SWC, in conjunction with the party members, will not fail to do the needful by trying to inaugurate that committee and start what I call genuine reconciliation, because we must not allow any polarization no matter what. And we all know what is happening in APC too, so there is no place we are not going to have a rancor, but it's just a kudos on our whole part that our whole is going to be so transparent and it is done according to the guidelines and the dictates of the people. And that is what I call politics. And that is what I call a political party. And where can you find that? It's typically among the People's Democratic Party. You can't find that anywhere else. You can only find that which is plain, open, free, and fair in the People's Democratic Party. And this is the military you do.
Thank you very much. Mr. Barrister Oluseyi Olujimi is the Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, Ondo State chapter, and on the show today is joining me live from our phone, the capital of Ondo State, and we're looking at the conduct of the primaries of his party yesterday that presented the former deputy governor on the platform of the APC. Now that he's back in the PDP, talking about His Excellency Agboola Ajayi, the deputy to the late governor Rotimi Akeredolu SAN. He picked up the ticket yesterday. Now, Secretary, the PDP candidate is from Ondo South Senatorial District. The APC candidate is also from Ondo South Senatorial District. One key issue that a lot of people are looking out for is the running mate to the candidate of the People's Democratic Party. We've seen that of the APC. I mean, the governor is in office, so you would, except anything goes wrong, you would expect him to be on the joint ticket with his current deputy governor that is from Owo, the home state of the immediate past governor of the state. Beautiful political calculation. But let's talk about your party and picking the running mate. Everybody knows that picking the running mate in this case is not just about one decision. It has a lot to it. The spread of the potential running mate, the financial strength of the potential running mate, the other demographics surrounding the potential running mate. Is it gender? Is it a young person? These are the issues that will be put in proper perspective. Have your party, the PDP, started working on the possibility of who the running mate to His Excellency Agboola Ajayi would be ahead of the November election?
All right, thank you. What I can tell you about the fact is the fact that I keep saying this, and I'm not able to afraid to say that we are party of structure. And also sometimes within the last 1 or 2 months, we have the timetable being drawn out about how the programs are going to be. There is a particular deadline upon which we are going to get our own deputy government candidate, and yes, and when they are going to present it to Hackney, there's a deadline, and that I know the fact that it must be gotten on up before the end of May. About a month and just a week's time. And concerning the criteria upon which we are going to use, well, I can't say for now that a particular criteria is going to be used. But what I can assure you is that these are the qualities of members we have in our party. We are not going to disappoint our people in any way. We are not going to select a candidate that will fall short of that which is expected. I can assure you that. And also, and lastly, the issue of choosing a deputy is the sole responsibility of both the party in conjunction with the flag bearer, in person of His Excellency Ajayi. He's going to work with the party structure, with the party leaders. You know, they are going to look at some pros, some cons, I mean, where are we going to zone this to? Is it going to be within the central, or is it going to go to the north? You know, having attained this, you know, when they are able to sacrifice it, and they are going to come again to a kind of battle-zoning selection again. And there will be some criteria upon which they are going to look at, like I said before, the contribution of the person, the political towards the public acceptability, and the kind of either political consciousness surrounding the situation of that particular area at the point in time. So these are many more are going to be some factors that are going to look into. So I think I should not drop the gun, and I should leave that for the party and the candidate to look into while we present to a credible deputy governorship candidate.
Okay. Barrister Olujimi, why you don't want to jump the gun? It is my duty to make you want to jump the gun. So I'm going to ask you, Ondo State have a huge population of young people. In fact, when the current governor, Lọ́kì Ayédàtiwa, got into office, he made some really interesting appointments. Senior special advisors on media, on research, you know, really young people that are almost my contemporaries, you know, got huge political appointments. And a lot of the young people within the political space of Ondo State are coming out to say, hey, we've got young people that are ready to hold things down. There was a point where the youngest House of Reps member in Nigeria was from Ondo State. Remember, small allergy. And a lot of other people are saying, hey, give the young people the chance not just to be at the periphery, but to be at the center of policy making when it comes to governance in the state. And I want to put you on the spot. A lot of people call you the digital secretary because of your relationship with the teeming population of young people in the state across political parties. I'm from Ondo State, Ondo West specifically, and I will tell you for a fact that people want young people to be at the aim of affairs. And I'm going to put it to you straight up. If perhaps the conversation comes to you being the running mate to His Excellency Agbola Ajayi, would you be warm enough to accept that invitation to be on the ticket?
Well, let me start by congratulating the youth of Ondo State, first of all. Looking at the present administration in Nigeria under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we agree with me that the current minister for interior is from Ondo State.
True.
So we are so proud of the quality of people that we have in Ondo State. Also look at the current minister for state, of state for youth. Yes, it's from Ondo State. And we made mention of the past
that's Honorable Tajudeen.
Yes, representing my own federal constituency before we were able to take over the particular federal constituency from the APC in person of small allergy. Even also the current emission to someone of middle age. Now, without avoiding your question, I will give kudos to the youth of Ondo State, and we will be able to prove to the world that we are not vagabonds. We will be able to prove to the world that we are people that have been trained and have been able to accept the dictates of the elder. We are people that give respect to the elder. And looking at the appointment made so far by Governor Lọ́kì Ayédàtiwa, of course, kudos to him too. He's not careless. I think I can see the fact that he has been youth friendly, as it looks like. And going by the question you've asked me so far, even though I would like to jump that and avoid it, but let me just say I'm frank with you. The Bible says, is there anything given to anyone without them giving from the above? I mean, by God. So if God says yes, who am I to say no? And if God says no, who am I to fall it out? So that one is left to God to decide, it's left to the party leader to decide, and it's left to the leaders of our party. And don't forget one thing, that I'm not just the only young person there, as we say today. We have era of young talented digital individuals around. I mean, in PDP, we are all proud of ourselves, and and to God be the glory, we try to be a kind of healthy competitor, you know. And I want to even look at the situation surrounding the two political parties, both the APC and the PDP. When you look at the leadership that exists between the young people, you understand that we've been able to have a kind of cooperation and a kind of, interface in a kind of what I call healthy competition. And that's how it should be. Because when you look at the way the politics of nowadays is evolving, it shouldn't be about points of bitterness. It should be politics of who gets what, who decides what, and who is able to deliver. You know? So it's just a matter of putting the right peg in the round hole. And we are going to mean that irrespective of the round hole that we have around, we have the round peg in PDP. If it's going to be a square hole, we have the square peg in PDP. If it's going to be a triangle or curve, we have all the things. All manner of shapes in give it to PDP. So when the time comes, why not? We have enough criteria in any form they want to choose it to go about. Even if they are going to be a kind of gender sensitive, of course, I should not be so biased. If it's going to be a form of inclusion of family gender, of course, we have lots of young individuals that failure. So when the time comes, why am I to deny that? But the fact remains that there is nothing given to anybody unless that is remain on above.
Thank you. Typical of politicians, they will stay A and then of course align with B. It's okay. We'll keep our fingers crossed in respect to that. Now let's come back to the main issue again. The candidate that your party has presented. Well, His Excellency Agbola Ajayi is being perceived to have valuable experience by the virtue of him being a deputy governor for almost 4 years before things fell apart between him and the late governor of the state. And a lot of people also feel like he has insight and is quite connected at the grassroots. Now, these are virtues that you would need when it comes to the main issue. You probably may not need so much of that at the primaries, but when it comes to the main election, more so that you're running against a sitting governor that wants to start his own tenure. Now we'll come talk about the 4 years and the 8 years conversation, how it's going to fit into your party's plans. But how sure are you going into the days and the weeks and the months ahead of this election that your party have made the right choice or the delegate of your party have made the right choice in choosing Agbola Ajayi as the candidate of the party?
Yeah, Hakuna Matata. Let me just say it again, Hakuna Matata. There is nothing to scared about. There is nothing to be scared for. When you look at the person of Agbola Ajayi, this is a man with vast experience. And I keep saying this, People's Democratic Party, they've decided that they are going with Agbola Ajayi. You know, due to the numerical strength. And now, is the gubernatorial candidate. Between you and I, when we are talking about experience, who are you to say a former deputy governor? A former deputy governor of the state is not experienced. Who are you to say it's a former deputy governor that was able to even face a controversial impeachment? It is not experience. Then we could go into the short program about Agbola Ajayi, grew up chronologically into politics. And when you look at the political maturity, this is the man that was the secretary of our party during the motivation of PDP or a larger territory, you know. And he later became a supervisor until.
Okay, we lost our connection with Barrister Oluseye Olujimi. I would certainly establish that back immediately. It's a big conversation we're having on the show today. I was certainly going to, get to the end of it. We've talked about a lot of things. He's back straight up. You're welcome back.
Like I was saying, starting from the way we were the secretary of secretary for the party, we later moved to the rank of the supervisor. After then, the capital chairman of SL, the local government. Now, I think that one is not enough. He was at the National Assembly. I don't look at the time now, but I think it should be around the 2007 to
2010, yes.
Yes, that will be about the 7th apprentice. And he was even the chairman of NDC. This is a man that has economically, he has risen and has been able to prove his work politically. As a even candidate, he was the deputy governor in the late Opeyemi Akinyode. Whatever experience we need, and that which was true. So, subject to what I call the racer, is a man to beat and is a man to look out for. So it's going to be a very funny election called November 16. Like I started a conversation the other time, I think and I'm going to be scared of. I'm going to be scared of.
Okay. For the PDP, it's an agenda to reclaim power. For the APC, it's an agenda to retain power. Those are two entirely different agenda that would require different mechanism to do it. The PDP wants to reclaim the seats they lost about 16 years ago now. Mimiko did 8 years, and of course Akinyode is maybe not 16, like 14 years now. But the PDP wants to get back into office. But if you look at the setup, especially from the senators from the states, if you look at the reps members from the state, let's look at the political strength of the PDP going into this election. I know that this is April. November 16 is a long time, especially when you know Nigerian politics. 24 hours is more like a year outside of politics. But let's look at this political strength that the PDP is going into the election with. What exactly is most likely going to be your unique selling point? What do you think the Ondo State people would want, or why do you think they want to embrace your party after they felt the administration of the Labour Party under Mimiko? They've seen the 8 years also of Rotimi Akeredolu and Lucky Ayedatiwa. Why do you think the Ondo State people want to have PDP back?
Well, you said it all, you really said it all. I'll take for instance, you started by saying that the APC will want to retain power, why we want to reclaim power of class students. And you are yet to meet up with a particular point. What you have to do is to double your effort. If you are sleeping for 8 hours before, maybe you have to reduce it to 6 hours and do more studying. So, let me try to compare it to what I'm talking about. Now that we know we've been outside power for so long, everybody is tired of this, and we want to reclaim the power. So we have a lot of jobs to do. I think that the nation that the issue of manipulation will be like divided part. And so, of course, there's an adage in my Yoruba language that they say Taba Yumi, I try to carry the palm oil cake or on what you realize one is more area. So during the time of PDP, maybe the days of Agazi and towards the health tenure or during the mid-tenure of Mimiko, you will realize that after the tenure of these people, you will realize that the issue of developmental projects, meaningful developmental projects have gone into slumber. It has been a kind of sabbatical. And this is what is still around. I'm not trying to manufacture it. Everybody knows about this. But you look at the issue of SPSs, during the time of Mimiko, you realize that this was given one of the best SPS systems. We are given the calculated, space. It's one of the area. But what can we see nowadays? We're back with the case. It's just a picture of us going forward again. We've been going backward. And don't forget what I said. If you are trying to walk and go backward, you have to do it slowly. But then the people that they are even trying to pick it are going backward. So, and before we head to kind of somersault and a kind of a very grievous damage of wood to Ondo State. And that is the more reason why we are coming to rescue Ondo State from being a subject or a kind of patient to physiotherapy. Haven't gotten a broken leg, a broken head. I think the right time we just stop so that we won't get a broken spine. And the body people are coming to rescue the state come to November 16. So we have a lot thing to talk about. And people, of course, I know they all kinds of suffering. Don't talk about that. And don't forget one last thing. Ondo State is not like other states whereby you can really brainwash them. These are people of Italy. that people that regular bankers is count. Even if some people believe it's a matter of distributing money on the election day, don't be surprised. It's not unlikely that the use of money will work. So I'm more confident that it's going to be a U-turn and a return to Sunshine State. Like I keep saying, I'm very sure the sun shall be shining.
Barrister Oluseye Olujimi, I would soon let you go. But of course, there are a lot of messages that are dropped for us that I would want to read them, and maybe you want to respond to one or two of them. But let's talk about one key issue, which is the power of incumbency. The sitting governor, whether you like to admit or not, has a few advantages to his side. The fact that he has a control of the state mechanism, financially, resource-wise, grassroots mobilization. In fact, people are already insinuating that the governor may decide to conduct local government elections into the 18 local government in the state, and also conduct councillorship election into the 203 wards in the state ahead of the November election. How much of an advantage do you think the sitting governor is got going into that election as against your party that have been out of power in the state for almost 12-13 years now? Do you think you have that chance against the sitting governor?
Well, let me try to correct the intention of you saying 12-13 years. It's not really hard to that, but fine. No matter what the numerical figure is, I, Oluseye Olujimi, will be the last person not to admit that there is some incumbency. Of course, we all know that. People the black can say, the black guy do, hey, of course, the power of incumbency is not going to be toiled about. It's not something to toil with. We all know that. But it's a matter of doubling our efforts, where we have to do a job of maybe 10 minutes or 4. We are now agreeing that we have to get a 20 minutes to do, if not 30 minutes, where we think reconciliation should be overlooked. We have to agree also remain that reconciliation must not be overlooked. So these are the things we have to put into place. So concerning the local government election, well, this is a test of faith for the current ruling party. We may not forget one fact. We are both going into that election, and it's not as if we are going to fold our hands. And the world is going digital. If there is a kind of misrepresentation or a kind of misrepresentation or a kind of electoral or election malpractice, of course, the whole world will know about that. Irrespective of the fact that we all know the state election, and we know what has been happening in other states about the power of incumbency, try to win or to oppress during that kind of a local election. Or the whole world will see. But I don't want to agree with the fact that we are not going to steal most of these good shows in that election, because the voters and all the believers for the world, they promise they're going to do the kind of leveling program. So until then, that's what I see. Because I don't want to prevent that there will be some irregularities or there will be some kind of intimidation. But if perhaps something like that will happen, we are not prevent or predict. The whole world will see. The whole world will see. And that may even make or destroy the president's government if it will engage in such act. And it even gives us a kind of another strategy or a kind of or a kind of picture about how the last thing will be. So that is just my take on that.
Okay. Thank you very much, Barrister Oluseye Olujimi. I also want to quickly correct something. When I said the PDP have been out of power for about 12-13 years, it's actually more. Mimiko did 8 years as a Labour Party governor, and Akinyode is almost completing his 8 years alongside his deputy that is now the governor. So by the end of the year, by the time whether the APC continues or the PDP takes over, it will have been 16 years that you've been out of power. So that was what I was trying to put into perspective the other time. Thank you very much, Barrister Oluseye Olujimi, the Secretary of the People's Democratic Party Ondo State, for being with me on the show today and for answering the questions that I asked diligently and, of course, in every way a politician should. Thank you very much, and once again, congratulations for the primaries, the successful conduct of your primaries yesterday. The winner, that's the former deputy governor on the platform of the APC, His Excellency Agbola Ajayi, got 264 votes to defeat 6 other hopefuls from a delegate list of 627. Thank you so much, Barrister Olúṣèyí Olújimi, for being with us on the show. We keep you on standby subsequently, and I'm sure that the candidate of your party, His Excellency Agbola Ajayi, will find time to also be with us on the show so that we can understand what he wants to offer the people of Ondo State and why they should pick him as the governor next November.
Well, thank you for having me, Opeyemi. Before I quickly land, let me just correct one impression.
Please go on.
Either we like it or not, there is no way you can separate one nominated from PDP,
Okay.
and neither can you separate it from political. Because they will agree, and this is something empirical proof that towards the head of the state, even more than half of the circumstance,
It was a blocking with the PDP.
he was able to become to PDP, one of our members of PDP, a cascading member of PDP, and person now, even though he took a kind of political sabbatical leave one time, and he's back to PDP. And he's one of us, and now later is PDP. So I don't want to separate that. So I'm not going to drag you about that because we found a way that we've been having power for so long. But come to have to think what our head, I know one of my people will take control. Thank you for having me on today. As you know,
Thank you very much, and I wish you well, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, and stay safe.
yeah, you too, Opeyemi. Thank you.
Okay, I just spoke to the secretary of the People's Democratic Party for Ondo State chapter, and then we talked about the conduct of the primaries yesterday. If you follow the sequence of this conversation, we started about 3 weeks ago. We covered all of that of the APC. In fact, we didn't start 3 weeks ago. We started about 2 months ago. We gave a comprehensive coverage to the build of the primaries and the post primaries of the major political parties in Edo State, the PDP, the APC, the Labour Party, and then we moved to Ondo State. Covered all of that of the APC until they had their election last week Saturday that produced the candidate of the party, the sitting governor, having over 40 plus for an open primary. But the PDP decided to go for an indirect primaries. A delegate list of 627 were accredited yesterday, and the winner, the former deputy governor of the state under the APC that moved back to the PDP, His Excellency Agbola Ajayi, that also came from Ondo North Senatorial District. Yes, it's going to be interesting. The next couple of days will determine how much or which of the people, which of the party the people of Ondo State would really want to align with. Read a couple of messages, and we'll open the conversation, pick a few calls. Then by 5 o'clock, we take the headline news, pay some bills, and then we'll be right back. Hundi Austin on Facebook says both candidates are APC members. Both of them were former deputy governors under the APC. True. Olusegun Akinyode in the package says, well done, Mr. Presenter. Thank you. I celebrate the distinguished secretary of the PDP, Asiwaju Olujimi. Thank you. Mark Oji Kenny on Facebook says, it's going to be an interesting election in Ondo State. This man Agbo has a valuable experience and insight in politics. It will be exciting seeing him sharing his vision for the state. God bless Ondo State and God bless Nigeria. Kenny from Bagara. Well, keep your calls coming in. 091 3600 0410. Let's respond quickly to the interview I just had with the secretary of the PDP in Ondo State in respect to how his party is building up to the big one, that 16th of November 2024. Ondo State would either choose to retain power for the PDP, or sorry, for the APC, or allow the PDP to reclaim power. There's also the candidate of the Zenith Labour Party. In fact, is the brother to the former governor of the state, which is Olusegun Mimiko, and he's picked up the ticket of Zenith Labour Party. Interesting days ahead for the election in that state. Well, Prince Leo Ozoma says you can see how the PDP organized their primaries peacefully and in transparent way without rancor, protest or litigation. That is what we need and is worthy of emulation. Good luck to them in the coming election, and may God help Nigerians with good leaders. Leo Ozoma from Isolo. Okay, thank you. 091 3600 0410 for calls to join the conversation. 091 3600 0430 for messages. Hello, good evening. Oh, hello, good evening.
Yeah,
Okay, please do me a favor. Maybe you move away from your radio set, or you turn it off completely.
we're done already.
Okay, your name and where you calling from?
This person will be from Lagos.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm not from Ondo State, but I speak in the interest of Nigeria as a whole. Whatever be the outcome of that election, my appeal to the people that advance that they should shun that politics and politics. Let the will of the people prevail. The sitting governor must not be returned to power. He can come back, but it's not the do. It's not the do or die affair. I must not be one. You know, okay. You know that when the head is sick, every other part of the body will be disturbed. Big problem. And that's one thing that is wrong with Nigerian government, whether at the federal or state level. So everybody that wins the election should understand the meaning of leadership. Government is meant for governance, not for business, for making money. And that's one thing wrong with Nigerian government so far. Now, so I hear that the government is trying to repair the refinery. What concerns government with refinery repair, rehabilitation? It should be consulted to people or institutions that have the funding and the know-how, technical know-how, to put those institutions in order. I want them. Government cannot be a counterpart funding with specific holder in such a company like a refinery. Take for instance, Lagos State. When the BRT buses were first launched.
Hello? Hello? Okay, I'll try and call back. 091 3600 0410. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good to have you join us on the show.
Yeah, my name is ᴏᴜᴛᴜ.
Okay, good to have you join us, Mr. Money. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Akure in Ondo State of Nigeria.
That's good. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Quickly, I want to portray what the digital secretary of Ondo State PDP has said. The game is now changing in Ondo State. Since yesterday, APC, I can tell you for free, has been destabilized. They've been running a scatter because a giant has been voted for by the delegates of PDP in Ondo State to be our flag bearer. What do I mean by this? We have the most experience out of the two.
Hang on, Mr. Money. You're using the word how? Are you a member of the PDP in the States?
By the grace of Almighty God, I'm opportune to be the head of the media for youth group Ondo State PDP.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Opeyemi. So to buttress what I've said earlier on, this is the time we want Ondo State people to stand for what is just. This is the time we want Ondo State people to stand for greater development. This, if it's not perfect, take it to the bank, sir. You will realize that everywhere in Southwest, Ondo State is lacking. Even compared to a baby in code called our junior state, Ekiti State. Get to Ondo State, Ekiti State today, you see the infrastructural development going on there. But in Ondo State, under APC, it has been a show of shame. Under APC, it has been the backwardness. I can tell you for Nigerian students there are paying more than they ought to pay compared with what they are getting. And in terms of infrastructural decay, I can tell you today that an accident just happened in front of Adekunle University for free. That it has been zero infrastructure.
Mr. Money, I don't know how we can will put up a formidable campaign team going forward, and maybe you'll have to join us on the show proper. Thank you very much. That was sounding like a campaign, but it's okay. I'm very positive. I'm excited about the next couple of weeks and months leading into the governorship election in the state. The APC are also speaking, talking tough. Senator Jimoh Ibrahim actually presented his petition officially today. I saw the volume of that petition, challenging the result of the primaries that the party conducted last week Saturday. The next couple of weeks will be interesting. Making ways. A good evening.
Good evening, bro.
I'm good, and you?
I'm good. I say congratulations to you as regarding the election that happened at the
It's the primaries. And I don't have anything
that primary. Yes, that's the kind of primary we want. Obviously. You see, right now we are not hearing people who are disgruntled over the election. So that is a pointer to the fact that there is civility in what they did. So, but the only thing is that they should be careful, because obviously anyone that is imposed during the primary definitely will be perpetrated by every means. So they should be watchful, so that at the end of the day, the vote of Ondo people will count. So that's just what I want to say. But I'm happy over how the election went. Not after primary elections, you'll be hearing fight here and there. It doesn't, even the way it portrays us before other people or people outside the country that listen, we look like jokers in their presence. No? We should at least for once know that we need to present ourselves, decent before the international community. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much, Mikinweze. We'll still keep the lines open, and then that will be after we take the headline news by 5 o'clock. I will also spend a couple of minutes paying some bills. So by 5:05, the program would continue. I'll pick your calls, read your messages. I'm seeing a lot of them on Facebook, facebook.com/mainland 98.3 FM. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at mainland FM, formerly X, and X, formerly Twitter, and on Instagram and YouTube. It's mainland 98.3 FM. Subscribe for our notifications. It's free, so that you get our news breaks, news updates, and if you have programs that you get to miss, you go back and catch up on them. The program returns in a few minutes. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM.
Headline news on 98.3 Mainland FM.
Good evening. Headline news on Mainland 98.3 FM. My name is Omobola Sandra. Abuja American School writes EFCC to refund Yahaya Bello's $760,000 children's school fees. President Tinubu affirms commitment to tough choices for Nigeria's long-term prosperity amid economic challenges. TUC presses Nigerian government to fulfill promise on Port Harcourt refinery to end fuel scarcity. Nigerians lament 23% hike in anti-malaria drug price on Malaria Day. On the foreign scene, Burkina Faso suspends BBC and Voice of America over coverage of civilian massacre. South Africa to celebrate 30th freedom anniversary amid election tensions. Rising death toll and displacement in Tanzania floods spark urgent concern. In sports, Dapo Abiodun appoints Tunde Onokoya sports ambassador. That's the headline news on Mainland FM. Details at 5:30.
Mainland 98.3 FM. Don't touch the dial. 98.3 FM. Don't touch the dial.
Build a hard water shield cement now confirm.
Number one waterproof cement for Naija. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number one waterproof cement for Naija. New Lafarge water shield cement. Number one. New Lafarge waterproof cement. Good full stop for water wahala. With Lafarge water shield cement, water to collect. If water jam house, foundation and basement to cold. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number one waterproof cement for Naija. Lafarge, cement. New Lafarge water shield cement and confirm.
Put full stop for water wahala.
What takes a plate of jollof rice to the next level of goodness? Is it when it is cooked with non-seasoning cubes for that sumptuous taste? Or when you serve it with correct Nigerian salad, cabbage, carrot, lettuce, and a bit of kidney beans?
It's both. Season your jollof with the rich taste of Knorr cubes and serve with plenty of vegetables. So, go ahead and elevate your meals. Today, eat for good.
New Lafarge water shield cement now confirm. Number one waterproof cement for Naija. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number one waterproof cement for Naija. New Lafarge water shield cement. Number one. New Lafarge waterproof cement now confirm. Good full stop for water wahala. With Lafarge water shield cement, water to collect. If water jam house, foundation and basement to cold. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number one waterproof cement for Naija. Lafarge, cement. New Lafarge water shield cement and confirm.
Put full stop for water wahala.
Meals have a way of taking us on a journey, and when you add plenty of vegetables like efo, ugu, and season with the rich taste of non-seasoning cubes, even better.
So, go ahead and elevate your meals with more vegetables and the rich taste of Knorr cubes. Today, eat for good.
New Lafarge water shield cement now confirm. Number one waterproof cement for Naija. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number one waterproof cement for Naija. New Lafarge water shield cement. Number one. New Lafarge waterproof cement now confirm. Good full stop for water wahala. With Lafarge water shield cement, water to collect. If water jam house, foundation and basement to cold. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number one waterproof cement for Naija. Lafarge, cement. New Lafarge water shield cement and confirm.
Put
Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but yes, not. If there were,
in our quest to bring to the table issue-based conversation around nationhood and development, we have made 4 to 5:30 p.m. Monday to Friday the perfect time to welcome you into the Situation Room as we continue to build the narrative about public service and accountability.
Mr. President, this Senate needs to know. Mr. President, this Senate needs to lend its voice to the plight of these people. Mr. President, there is nowhere I can say it except here. This is why I'm elected. If I cannot say these things on this floor, sir, I better
into office. Akinyode as it takes to task seasoned analysts, opinion makers to Friday from 4 to 5:30. The Situations.
I must admit, if you missed the first half of the show, well, you've missed 0.3 FM. Recorded, streamed live, formerly Twitter, mainland 98 a.m. till midnight. It's some good area Friday, and you know what that means is good thinking, good product. Okay, let's go back to the phone lines. I had the first half of the show, the General Secretary of the PDP from Ondo State talked about the conduct of the primaries of the party yesterday. He's been adjudged to be, governorship candidate of the party, the former Attorney General of the state, Honorable Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ, and actually released a press statement congratulating the former Deputy Governor of the APC, that is now the PDP governorship candidate in the state. Interesting time. Just like one of the messages from Uwudi Austin on Facebook, he said both of them are members of the APC. Well, Agbola left the APC about 2 years ago to seek political survivor in other parties, but he left for the APC, went to the PDP, lost the primaries. Now he's back in the PDP. Well, let's see how much he knows about the APC, or perhaps he will be able to take a lot of people out of the party to his camp. Interesting days. We're also looking out for who is going to deputize Agbola, His Excellency Agbola Ajayi. That means the running mate. You would assume, or I expect that the current deputy governor will be the joint ticket holder to the governor. Well, you have to stick with us on mainland 98.3 FM to get answers to all of these questions. Hello, good evening, welcome back to the show.
Good evening, this is Olaiwola.
You're welcome, Mr. Olaiwola.
Yeah. When your guys try to promote his candidate because he win the party ticket, Agbola Ajayi, we know he anticipated in Ondo State. I am not the individual of that place, but I'm individual of the Western Party. Agbola Ajayi, because of the arrogance that is out toward his principal, he did not complete the second tenure with him. Second, he was a candidate of the PDP on the one party before the governor election, where returned the Akeredolu for the second tenure. He did not win the election. He was also a candidate of the senatorial district in the last general election 2022. He did not win the seat. So we are not talking that I'm not saying that I'm not a prophet of doom at this moment. Next of all, what are the structure that is to have as a candidate within the Ondo State? Because then giving a governor ticket, he didn't win it. Then giving a senatorial ticket, he did not win it. And can he be able to display his popularity within the person that is serving diligently and take over? If he serves his principal diligently, he would have been the person to be a governor for Ondo State at this moment. Because inability to maintain that inner crisis with the principal, that is why he is not a governor of Ondo State today. And he wants to contest against the sitting governor that have all the resources and the people at the back and the federal level. I think the PDP within Ondo State, they are preparing for the for part 2 of joking or comedy.
Thank you.
They cannot display it.
Thank you very much. Keep the calls coming in 0913-600-0410. You can always drop your messages on Facebook. I've seen a couple that I will certainly read after this call. Hello, good evening, Pastor Ambrose.
Good evening, okay.
You're welcome.
Yes, I hope you are okay.
Well, I'm good. And you?
Thank God. Okay, you can see when people are calling, they are calling based on sentiment, divided sentiment, either PDP or APC. And I ask, where is the interest of the common man? Those who are in support of the PDP are telling us that there was a free, fair and credible primary. As if PDP have always conducted free, fair and credible primary. And those who are in support of APC are telling us, reason why, this man will fail. We understand. But for me, I always say that all of these things, sentiment that we put into politics, is not going to do us any good. What we are looking at is whosoever, for example, we govern Ondo State, let him do well. Even the Agagu that they are talking about, I was in Ondo State, I did some roads then. Agagu did so many roads during his tenure. And I'm not just telling you, in Akoko, Iduani, Makure, all of those areas, between Ushu, between Akure and Owo, I did some roads there, and all of that. So what I'm saying is this:
what we need is good governance. All this PDP, APC, Labour Party, all these things is not going to give us good governance. I want to advise the people of Ondo, where you come from. Let them look for a credible candidate. If it is outside of the APC or the PDP, let them vote for them. All this party sentiment and all of that is not going to do us any good.
Thank you very much, Pastor Ambrose. 091-3600-0410. Keep the calls coming in. It's the Situation Room. And you're live on Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Hello, good evening.
Very good evening to you, Opeyemi.
Prince Wise.
Thank you, I'm the one.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. You see, people like us, we don't just wish to do people set of luck. We are not residing in Ondo. What I just need for this constitution for them to do the game according to the rules. Anyone that they emerge, yeah, the individual of that state, they just follow the state, no pocket to push money, no empathy to push money, this is to take money for those people, and it should be peaceful. Look at what I'm expecting the top party to bring their own candidate. We have our president and candidate, but the purpose to warn them, not to make trouble, to make people electoral up.
Educate the people, and that's exactly what we're here on Mainland 98.3 FM. Basim Chika on Facebook says, on those governorship elections supposed to be an interesting one, if and only if there will be free and fair contest. Okay, Chika Bende are from Trade Fair. I'm surprised that the people are talking about the rank of free primaries of PDP in Ondo State. The APC is the ruling party there, and okay, the APC is the ruling party. Anybody that come the candidate. Example is this evening. So today,
voting people in and out of office is not the solution to the problem of Nigeria. Okay, it's not. How they are going to change this? For example, no governor in Europe, no governor in America can just go and have access to state money the way they do here. And then a governor just gets 80 billion, take it to grow the change. In America, governor will always do paycheck. That is the system. We have a system problem. So there's no credible candidate anywhere in Nigeria where the system is bad. The first question when I was talking to my people, how can the governor have access to go and move?
Okay, if you can try and link us back 091-3600-0410. Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you, Opeyemi. Engineer from Yabaya.
Engineer, good to have you on the show today.
Thank you very much. Well, we wish Ondo people best electioneering campaign period. All they should know is that the government that has been ruling them, a state that is an oil producing state that cannot meet the need of the people as far as welfare is concerned, to be rejected as proof. And I'm sorry for anyway, maybe Mimiko just want to make the popularity of his daughter. This is the PDP person how you can toe the line.
Candidate of Hello, Engineer. Okay. I don't know. Maybe it's auto or it's the network. Well, we still have about 6-7 minutes to say our goodbyes on the show. Well, so we should know the three political parties that have concluded their primaries as of today is the PDP in the state, that's Ondo State, the Zenith Labour Party. There's a difference between Labour Party and Zenith Labour Party. Yes. So there's ZLP and there's LP. Yes. The last presidential candidate for Labour Party, of course, we know is the former governor of Anambra State, Mr. Gregory Peter Obi. The presidential candidate for the Zenith Labour Party at the last election was Dan Uwanyao. Yes. So Zenith Labour Party is different from Labour Party. So the PDP have produced someone from Ondo South. The APC have done the same Ondo South, but the candidate of the ZLP is from Ondo Central, like you heard, the brother to the former governor of the state, Abbas Mimiko. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Ken.
Mr. Kenny?
Yeah, man. So, yeah, how are you?
I'm very well, and you good to have you on the show.
Yeah, thank you, my brother. See all this factory. I like them. I see them as things and half because there's no difference. All of them, they are the same. They are just coming from the same place. They are just changing clothes, the same individual. You understand? They have the agenda. The agenda is no different from what Yaya Bello did. There is no agenda at all. The agenda is just no. They are not there for the people. All these people that are coming to defend. People that defended Yaya Bello. What is the outcome? None of them have not paid their children's school fees. But Yaya Bello have paid kindergarten to 2035. You see, my brother, I don't know the color of our foolishness. I don't even know the color of our foolishness. You are fighting for a man that gave you 1,000 or higher, to mobilize you for 5,000. You know, carrying placard. You have not paid your children. You don't have any means. But this man has paid for the children 2035.
It's not even apart from even the children. There are pensioners in that state that have not picked up their pensions in the last 6 years.
That is what you mobilize. I believe you will mobilize all these people now. All of them will mobilize them for 5,000 across board. The man has paid for his children 2035. All these people, even I heard lawyers came out, civil society. These people, they meant to go inside one closet and be crying. Look at what they have done to themselves. They are ripping them broad daylight. You understand? See, where is the place that we love our oppressor? We say, kill me. Even you are killing me, I don't mind. I will lick your shoe, kill me. That is how our nature is in this country. They are giving such light on what somebody has done. So people are still coming out on TV station and, huffing and puffing. Lie. You must follow rule of law. You need to follow rule of EFCC. Follow. This man is saying, this man is DBT. He has done that. You're saying he must invite him. He must do Bobby.
Thank you.
Bobby a salad and go and give him before he will not.
Mr. Kenny, thank you very much for joining us on the show. I want to talk to the people as well. Sorry, 0913-600-0410. If the former governor of Kogi State said he's in his village, I don't know, maybe the road to the village is bad, or maybe this is just a case of media trial. First, it was the EFCC chairman saying he would rather resign his appointment than not see the end of this investigation. Today, we started seeing receipts, contract agreement of payments from now till 2035, 5 children from KG. You look at all of that. And the former governor has still not come out. So, I mean, it's a different conversation, but like I said, the most important thing is that the anti-graft agency have said they have established a case against the former governor of Kogi State, Governor Yaya Bello. Well, he's now Yaya Bello, and let's see how far he can run. He's the white lion, and like I would always say, even though the lion claims to be the king of the jungle, and then when the jungle is on fire, the lion would also be on the run. Let's see how far this hide and seek game will take the former governor. You're welcome. Just 1 minute.
You don't have to go to his village. They have sued into the court, and through his lawyer must produce him the next hearing of the case, and that year and 10 he will proceed with the done. Then when you go to their tradition now, you know the kind of what they are made up of. All these people, you will find out that anyway, law does not arrest a law enforcement agency. If they want to arrest him, they can go there to arrest him. But at the same time, they must produce him during the hearing date.
Thank you.
Concerning Ondo State,
please just wrap it up.
Ondo State is the first oil producing state in Nigeria, and there is no deliverable to that in that regard. Iľaje have not gotten light for a long time. They have senators, they have House of Reps, they have House of Assembly people out of rest, many of them. None of them will even settle their NEPA bill to give them light or give them transformer for them to have a lease of light. All these things is there. So they should do something now. And we need to change the narrative. The federal government is giving the cost of a tin of milk is now 1,000. How can we continue like this? We are not in good hand. We need to have a change from the top to the bottom. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much. The constitution is very clear. For us to have a change, it has to be via the elections, it has to be via the ballot, it has to be via the polls. And the next presidential election in this country is until 2027. So I will keep our fingers crossed and we hope for better days ahead. Mr. Lakunle, just 2 minutes or 90 seconds actually.
Yeah, good evening.
You're welcome.
For Yaya Bello, I continue to say that EFCC continue to gloat over this case. And I just hope they have everything to be able to prove that Yaya Bello, if true or allegedly that he moved money from the coffers of government through the BDC and from the BDC to the school. Because if you cannot establish that, then he's not guilty of all these things there. That's the truth of the matter. So making noise up and down, I agree they can do that. Newspaper sensation. But the truth of the matter is that you need to prosecute this case meritoriously. You have to be very adept because the defense team are equally smart. And if you cannot prove that, it's likely not going to work. Because I will continue to ask myself that any normal smart person will understand that if you take money from covers of government, the trail will be there. So I will wait to see the end of this case till it's finished. But the kind of things you are hearing is quite unfair. And I feel leaders should be able to do better because it's more about what you say than what you do. And finally, the lion is not the king of the jungle. He's the king of the savannah. The king of the jungle is the tiger. Thank you and God bless. Have a great weekend.
The most important thing is that a member of the cat family is both the king of the jungle and the king of the savannah. That's about the size of the package of the show today. It's been an amazing time with you all through the week. We started out with a review of the APC primaries in the state. We had about 7 spokespersons for the aspirants join us on the show. And then on Tuesday, we moved on to it. On Wednesday, during the midweek politics, we had a conversation around governance, the Ganduje conversation as well. Yesterday, it was Mr. Miwade, the chief political editor of Guardian newspaper, that joined us on the show. And today, the secretary of the PDP in Ondo State, Barrister Oluseye Olujimi, joined us to talk to us about the chances of his party at the November 2024 election. We'll keep the conversation going. They keep it down locked on Mainland 98.3 FM, and don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms. To everyone that texted and called, we say thank you. Larry Olakomi, Dayo Dada, Basil Chikanwu, the Austin, all of those messages we appreciate. To God sparing our lives on a Monday, 4 p.m. This show returns on your super dial Mainland 98.3 FM. Keep it down locked on us. By 5:30, the full bulletin will come through, and by 6 o'clock, we'll be back for Sport Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM. Enjoy your weekend and stay safe.